Welcome one and all, it's time to take a look at the biggest and most expansive 3D platformer there ever was. Even by modern standards, it's never been topped. And of course, who could forget the DK rap?
Here we go. There he is, there he goes again. Look everyone, he posted it once again. Isn't he just the funniest guy around? Oh my god. I can almost see your pathetic oval ring frame glowing in the dark lit by your computer screen, which is the only source of light in your room. Giggling like a little girl as you type once again their little heat thread up and fill in the capture. Or maybe you don't even fill in the capture. Maybe you're just such a disgusting neat that you actually paid for a 4chan pass so you could just choose the picture. Oh, we know the picture. The epic orange monkey, isn't it? I imagine you, little shit, laughing so hard as you click it that you drop your Doritos onto the floor. But it's okay, your mother will clean it up in the morning. Oh, that's right, did I fail to mention? You live with your mother, you're a fat fucking fuck up, and she's probably so sick of you already. So sick of having to do everything for you all goddamn day, every day. For a grown man who spends all his time on 4chan posting about a dumb monkey rap meme. Just imagine this, she had you and then she thought you were going to be a scientist or an astronaut or something grand, and then you became a neat, a pathetic DK rap fag neat. She probably cries herself to sleep every day thinking about how bad it is, and she wishes how she could just disappear. She can't even talk to you because all you say is walnuts, peanuts. You became a parody of your own self, and that's how you are, a sad little man laughing in the dark by himself as he prepares to indulge in the same old dance he's done a million times now. And that's all you'll ever be.
Yes, it sounds exactly like I remember it. So yes, I've had a bit of a revelation with this game semi-recently. I was watching a Matt McMuscles' video on it, and I realized that I've never really looked at this game with adult eyes before. I played it plenty of times as a kid, but those are all just hazy memories, and for the first time I'm looking at this game in the context of everything that came before it, and everything that came after, and I would venture to say that there truly is nothing quite like Donkey Kong 64. There's been plenty of 60-hour RPGs over the years, but only once was there a 60-hour 3D platformer. The sheer audacity of those Rareware developers. So here you've got Squawks the Parrot, first introduced in Donkey Kong Country 2. Almost all of the animal buddies are back. You've got Squawks, you've got Ramy, you've got Enguarde. Although they are missing a few. Most notably, they don't have that spider from Donkey Kong Country 2. That would have been a fun addition, because he can create platforms for himself to get higher, and seeing that in a three-dimensional space would have been neat. I'm sure some speedrunner could have abused that to get higher than the skybox or something. Would have been fun. But anyway, there's DK Island in all its low poly glory. Oh, but look out, there's K. Rool Island. Right on cue. It's flying right at you. And I like how they have the sound of a truck backing up as he tries to maneuver it. That's very Rareware humor. Taking a tense situation and adding like a mundane thing to it. Like in Banjo-Tooie, they had the temple of the puzzle people, and they had like a joke about how there's a McDonald's across the street or something. Rareware humor. And now we've got a dramatic stare down. We gotta get that music from Kill Bill that goes ween, ween, Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And there's the treehouse from the first game. Everywhere you look, there's a callback to games of old. Truly, this is Donkey Kong's world, and he's just letting us all live in it. So Squawks is informing us that all the bananas have been stolen again. Just like that funny video. Did King K. Rool steal all the bananas again? I don't know. Did he? 10 years later and I'm still quoting those damn no pun Nintendo videos. That's how you know you got something good. Okay, so first off, I suppose we should go visit Cranky. He's the other way. Yeah, there we go. You can do a long jump like in Mario 64. Wouldn't be a 3D platformer without that. Yeah, for some reason all the Kongs have very unusual jobs in this one, like previously Cranky was just some useless old man, and now for some reason he's got like a meth lab. And Funky Kong, when we see him later, it's the same story where in previous games he ran a surf shop, which makes sense for him, but in this one he runs like an army surplus store. Later on, we'll get to see that. All of the Kongs get these cartoonish, like, fruit-based weapons, like, Donkey Kong has the coconut gun, as mentioned in the song, and Diddy has peanut pistols, and obviously they couldn't have real weapons. Although, in an earlier draft of this game, they did have real weapons, believe it or not. They were doing a demonstration in front of Miyamoto, and everything was going well at first, and then Donkey Kong pulled out a real gun, and suddenly they realized that, oh yeah, we shouldn't do that. Depth perception. I tried to jump into the barrel, and I thought it was in a different spot. A good thing they've got those shadows. That is the ultimate lesson of 3D platformers, is to put shadows on everything for the sake of being able to place yourself. In fact, in Yooka-Laylee, they put a fake shadow underneath the character just so that you could orient your jumps. That's just good game design. Okay, so we have to go through each of these barrels to learn the basics of the controls before we can get into the actual game. You see, the controls in this are a bit more nuanced than your standard 3D platformer of the era, because the N64 had 6 face buttons instead of the standard 4, I'm counting the C buttons, and Rare made sure to make use of every single one of those buttons. These are some advanced apes we're dealing with. So this next training exercise, we have to learn how to throw grenades. I hope nobody's standing in that spot off screen over there. If I had any kind of editing talent, I guess I could have edited in screaming and had it pan right to make it sound like there was a person on the other side of that. Alright, barrel number 2 is down. Deal with that, Obama, you idiot. Next up, we gotta learn how to throw barrels. I suppose it wouldn't be a Donkey Kong game with all that. Gotta have a throwback to the original. I'm gonna try to position one of these barrels towards the screen when I throw them so it looks like the title screen. The ultimate callback to that thing we saw 6 minutes ago. I just gotta angle it right. Come on. Yeah, close enough. Hoo-wee. Oh, by the way, I nearly forgot to mention, since all the cool YouTube channels have sponsorships, I guess I gotta get on the sponsorship wagon here. So, let me do an ad read. Okay, here we go. What up, cool gamers? By chance, have you ever seen that video where the guy was gaming and his mom was yelling at him that, "You are literally shitting yourself. Go to the bathroom." And the son says, "No," and you can hear farting sounds on the mic. Yeah, have you ever seen that one? Have you ever watched that video and thought to yourself, wow, I wish I could live in such a way? Well, now you can, with this isn't even a real ad read. What the hell am I doing? This is dumb. Anyway, I think that was the last barrel. Yeah, they changed the camera angle, so it must be. What does Squawk have to tell us? I'd like to imagine that Squawk sounds like that parrot puppet from SpongeBob, you know, where they'd have the live-action scenes with the Apache the pirate. And he had that one time where he pulled on the strings of the puppet and then a man fell down from the rafters. Because he was puppeteering him. Funny stuff. Okay, what you got for us, you old crank? Jungle rust set in, he said. Jungle rust kinda sounds like the name of an STD. Okay, so we're getting a new move here. With a real-time cutscene. Due to the limitations of the N64, there was no way to do pre-rendered cutscenes, so everything's in real time. Like that episode of SpongeBob where everything was chrome in the future. Everything is real time in Donkey Kong 64. I was trying to extend the analogy, because, you know, when he says everything is chrome and then a flower sprouts up and then a man runs over and sprays chrome on it, I was going to try to make a joke about a pre-rendered cutscene sprouting up and then a man running over and turning it into a real-time cutscene, but I'm not comedically talented enough to make that work. Ooh, look at this, they've got lighting. Didn't see that very often on the N64, that is for sure. I believe we went the wrong way. Now look at those N64 stickers on the banana peels, by the way. That's good branding. Ooh, and they even have slip and fall physics. Did you see that? Don't tell Smash Bros, people. Remember when everybody got so upset about slipping and falling in Smash Bros? Those were the days, I guess. Okay, I think that's the way out. Yeah, they even have a helpful sign saying as much. You know, that was one of the big flaws with Yooka-Laylee initially, is they didn't have signs pointing you to which way you needed to go, and then they patched them in later. Okay, and with that, a new and exciting land opens up.